Hey everyone, welcome. Let's get moving. So grab one weight and we'll get started. So you're going to start in a standing balance, and I'll give you two options for this one. So you're going to have the weight in your left hand, you're balancing on your right leg. Okay, and you're going to step onto your right leg and do a deadlift. So the weight goes down, knuckles point out, left leg is straight as it lifts, and then you come back up. And then single leg squat. So you would tuck left knee behind right, knuckle points to the left, right? So your fingers point in, come back up and repeat that. Alternatively, you could simply do the deadlift and no squat, or you could just do that single leg squat. So if alternating between the two feels like too much, you can start anytime. You can do the combo, deadlift, and then squat, or just the deadlift, or just the single leg squat. And I aim for like 5 of each when I alternate. So you're aiming for between, like I would say between 10 and 12. Okay, so that would be like 5 in each side. You could aim between 8 and 12, but let's switch to the other side if you're done. So you're gonna stand on your left leg. The weight is in your right hand. Okay, right leg would go up for the deadlift if you're alternating. And then bend your left knee, tuck right knee behind left for the single leg squat. And remember, you can alternate. Left arm might be out to the side as you do this or just hanging alongside your body. You want to make sure that your arm holding the weight isn't just hanging, it is engaged. And I usually aim for 10, so 5 of each because I alternate. You could aim for between, like 8 and 12. I don't know what I just did, but finish up. And then we're going to do overhead tricep extensions. Okay, so you're going to take that weight in between. So you're holding on to the very center of the bell. You take it up overhead. And when you take it up overhead, you can slide your hand so it's cupping the topmost bell as the other one drops down. And then you'll bend your elbows so the weight goes down towards your back and then back up. If you have 2 lighter weights, you could crisscross them and hold them in your hands and do the same thing. You're aiming for between 6 and 12, again, depending on the heaviness of your weights. And when you do this, you want to make sure that you're not letting your elbows flare out and your ribs flare out, but keeping your ribs contained. And then when you've done as many as you're going to do, you can take it down. We're going to rest for a good 40 seconds or so before we do the second side. When I say the second side, the second set, that's really what I mean. So we're going to do 2 sets of these exercises. So the single leg deadlifts and squats, and then the overhead tricep extension for the second time. Okay, we're limiting it to 2 sets versus doing 3 sets, which is a little bit more typical, mostly to stay closer to the 6-minute time frame so that we're working within 5 and 6 minutes as promised. But if you want to do more, if you have more time, please feel free to do a 3rd set of your alternating leg deadlifts and single leg squats and those tricep extensions. So we're right up against that 40-second mark. So you're going to grab the weight in your left hand, standing on your right leg, and you can do your deadlifts or your squats, aiming for between 8 and 12. So left leg goes up as the weight goes down, left knee behind right if you're doing that single leg squat. Keep your left arm engaged so you're not just letting it hang and drop. Your right arm might be out to the side, helping you balance. Might be hanging down a little bit. Right arm is not the most important thing, really. Remember, this is not intended as cardio. So if you get to 8 and you're like, I've got 1 good left in the tank and I'm good with that, stop there, okay? and say, I'm good with what I did, and you can always build. You can work with heavier weights if you want to even slow it down more. But if you haven't yet, go ahead and switch sides. So you're standing on your left leg, weight is in the right hand. Weight goes down as your right leg goes up, your left knee might bend slightly. And you come back up. You can always tap your foot too. And then do that single leg squat, right knee behind left. Unless you are not alternating and just doing those single leg deadlifts or just doing single leg squats. Alternating is optional. And remember, once you've done as many as it feels appropriate, between 8 and 12 reps on each side, you can put your right foot down, grab your weight in both hands. So you're holding onto the center of your weight. And take it up overhead, bend your elbows so the weight slides down so you're really cupping that top bell. And as your elbows bend, you want to hold them tighter towards your head, ribs stay in, and you extend up and down. Extend up and down. And again, as you're doing this, trying to keep your ribs back so you're not flaring them forward. Aiming for between 6 and 12, depending on how heavy your weights are. And I'm getting close to hitting my max. So I'm going to do one more, knowing that I would have one good one after that. I'm going to set my weight down. And as you are finishing up, I just want to say congratulations. You just did your daily 5. You're amazing. You got on the mat today, and that matters so much. Thanks for getting on the mat with me. I hope you had fun. See you back on the mat again tomorrow. Until then, bye.